We are back. We are so back in War of the Crows Season 2. And we got war for you. We got crows for you. The crows are loving this. They've taken Lorenzo into custody. He's taken your boy Lorenzo. And you're at war. The title now makes sense. Because we're playing Blades and
I have to get a
Dark.
hoodie. There's too many light t-shirted men on this.
That's true. That is
So
true.
I'll grab a hoodie.
It's
I'll
us
grab a hoodie,
in
I
our
Can't even tell which is me. You know, we all look so similar. I just can't. You know, I just look at the screen. I don't know where I am.
We're back to lads on holiday vibes again.
That's it. I'll get my
And
flowers,
AI Silas as well.
hoodie.
Cold.
You say you're cold. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone to get his what was that? His orange egg. No, orange chocolate. What's it called? Terry's chocolate. Orange. That's some.
It's orange egg.
The
Just
orange
got to
egg.
go get an orange egg.
The
I was
orange
so
egg.
lost. I was like, does Saffron have like a egg now? Like a motivational egg?
It's not a scatter, it's an egg.
Whenever you say, like, or whenever you say to the lads on tour, and I think it just puts that picture in my mind of us in Gozo on the beach, marching, wading through those waves, falling
Nice.
over, ass hanging out.
Actually, Alex and I were floating like mermaids.
Moments from death. A lot of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a shark coming right for you.
And that
Oh,
image will be
Raven
coming up
Shark
on
Roof.
screen now.
Oh no.
Click on the doobly-doo.
I realised I didn't give you a very good thumbnail for last week, Ollie, so I'm going to try my best to be as excitable and squirrely as possible.
Yeah, you can timestamp it for me as well, that'd be great. So I don't have to like search.
you are
Hey,
watching this.
timestamp, 2 minutes in, done.
Just take some
Ring that
pictures before we start recording, and then do a little photo shoot, a little thumbnail photo shoot. That's sexy.
Okay.
That's too sexy.
Shit, sorry guys, sorry. I broke the 18 plus content on the stream now. Well, it's not stream now, is it?
Is this content
God.
made for kids? I hope not.
It's way too sexy.
It's way too sexy. Well, excellent small talk. To the game itself. Very interesting session. You got. We're still in free time, but
Yeah.
you got attacked by some death dogs of the Billhook variety, as your prisoner Coran summoned them to kind of just screw with you. I guess you don't know yet. Even though it made Silas bond with him now more than ever, which is worrying.
Mm.
And then the nearby spirit wardens came to investigate what was going on because Lorenzo was throwing grenades down in the street.
I know you gave those.
And
I think they were investing because of the dead dogs jumping at our shop.
and
Then the grenade.
then a grenade. And then
I'm not one to judge.
Lorenzo got caught on the rooftops trying to run. Was taken in for some questioning and some hospitality at the hands of the spirit wardens in their spooky base operations. And I think we decided it was a level 3 harm, was it?
Yes.
Mental harm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big oof.
Was it 4 and then I resisted it, or was it 3? Resisted down to 2.
I cannot remember, but I remember it. The result was a 3
I
harm.
think you were leading to making it a bit tougher, a bit more of a harder consequence. So I think it was 4 and then down to 3.
Yeah,
I've got
I
it
think
on my
so.
sheet as a
I wanted
3.
I wanted a more longer term consequence.
It was a big fail. This was the fail, wasn't it? The actual.
It was a desperate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
desperate failure.
It was a bad.
But yeah, I think you stayed there for a bit, and maybe you don't get to help on the gathering information. Maybe that's
Oh no.
what we say. But as I recall, your thoughts for your next steps included going and meeting again with the Dockers,
Yes.
who now like you,
Mm-hmm.
to establish how you're going to take out these damn billhooks once and for all, and how you're going to kind of turn the tide against them.
Yeah, we need to accomplish two things: damage them further in an impactful way, while still gaining the trust and the love of the Dockers. So I think it's really having that conversation, kind of finding out what comes out of that. See if they have more intel. Because at the moment, the only weakness we know is the dad who's in jail. Apart from that, we don't really know much else.
Didn't we have some plan involving the dad?
There was a potential plan to send you back to jail, or use your connections, or use the who are the guys in the jail? The grinders.
The Lost and the Grinders, I believe.
Potentially use
Were
them
both
to take him
in
out.
jail.
If you felt like there was a way, Lorenzo, to your world, see the underbelly.
Well, getting back in prison ain't that hard.
No, that's true.
It's getting out. Is the
Yeah,
issue.
yeah.
What you wanted level 1. So if you were to get arrested, you go to prison for just a couple of days, I think, or like maybe a week tops. Because in Duskwell, the prisons never get full. You just get thrown out to the death dogs.
See the death dogs.
Billhooks.
So what? Maybe we do a little in character scene.
Okay. Yeah,
Whilst, when Lorenzo's come back.
I'm just thinking, if Lorenzo did get in the prison again, he would want to be killing leader of the Billhooks. This is the hard bit. It's like because they're the ones that killed his father and brother. It's always going to be that kind of like, I'm going to be looking to finish him if possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, killing someone in prison is very difficult, so we'd have to work that one out.
Especially if you want to escape afterwards, I guess.
Yeah, probably be better to hire another group to do it, I imagine. That might be what we should do.
Operation convince the Lost to assassinate him in prison in exchange for a life sentence, probably.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, the blueprints are fairly corrupt, though. Maybe we can.
Yes, but I think the prison's its own faction.
Right. I imagine they're still quite corrupt as well.
I imagine so.
I imagine most officials are in Duskwall.
Yeah. But it works both ways, right? Because I imagine Billhook Man has bribed a lot of them too.
True. Very true. He might run the prison if he's been there that long.
Well, let's jump into a scene. Maybe with Hammer from the Dockers. Because you're going to talk to him anyway.
And just before we start, what was the goal with the Dockers?
Come on,
Get 'em on.
guys. Come on,
Just get 'em
know.
on.
We're trying to assert our power more there, but this is more Milo's kind of objective, wasn't it?
I think it's, yeah, Silas is most motivated in this one because he wants the Dockers
He wants to
as
be
a sort of
Batman of the Docks.
revolutionary underclass under his intelligentsia direction. But we do genuinely just need some money. We're looking for a safe-ish score to do that helps us out with some allies.
Yep.
And also want stronger allegiance from allies that can be foot soldiers in the war against the Billhooks. And the Lost hate the Billhooks. Sorry, the Dockers. The Lost do hate the Billhooks, but the Dockers also hate them because they're basically they have run the district for ages and terrorized it and extorted everyone and been in league with the Northhook and all the rest
The
of it.
Billhooks have tried to kill the Lost 2 times with our help.
Yes, they're not happy friends.
Yep.
Um,
So yeah, so and also the Dockers do a lot of the work for the Billhooks. The Billhooks pretty much use them to make money essentially through extortion and all this. So if the Dockers were to stop taking orders from the Billhooks, it would deal them a pretty massive blow.
nice. Okay. So
Or you
we're
can
heading
just
in-
go and find Billhook targets and attack them.
Yeah, I mean, if we meet with the Dockers and they're like, yeah, you should totally fuck this Billhook stronghold up. They've probably got some money and will like you more. There's worse. I mean, it's probably looking for trouble more than we agreed to do last time we were planning a score. The idea was we're gonna
I think it's
kind of
okay.
lay lowish for a bit, but I guess we're at war with the Billhooks. If we try and lay low, they're just going to attack us anyway. Again.
Yeah, we need to
So-
be aggressive. Yeah, but I like Jens right. He's in the right place. We need to be aggressive, but not overly. So, I think talking to Hammer and getting a sense of where the Dockers are at, getting a sense of our next target. As long as we make some money, do some damage to the Billhooks, and help the Dockers, it's a good score in my opinion.
You've also got Coran as well, who you can talk to, who may be able to help you pick some targets as well. No one's actually spoken to him yet properly.
I thought Silas interrogated him.
Nope.
Oh, I said
Just
I was going to interrogate him, didn't I?
They exchanged
Well, go
a
on
few
then, mate.
quips.
But is Lorenzo back yet?
Yeah.
Oh, now. Now Cassidy's friend's gone.
That wasn't your voice. That was Silas.
No, it wasn't.
That was uncanny. You made
Now
good silence.
Cassidy's friend's gone. Now Cassidy's friend's gone. Maybe I can have a word with our little guest here. Huh?
Who's his
Huh?
friend?
Huh? Cassidy. Oh no. Yeah, now Templeton's got even Weber.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
He's doing the dishes.
Yeah. Well, I imagine he's not here currently. Otherwise, he would be probably stopping me from getting violent with him. I imagine.
Yeah.
I think maybe he's probably
I think-
crashed out. He's probably knackered, to be honest. He's probably just fucking passed out from exertion. He's just,
He wants Coran to be in his gang. So
Well,
in a party conflict.
in a conflict, here it comes. Where is Cassidy right now? We're in the Emporium.
tied up in the back room, isn't he?
I think wherever you left him with a knife in his hand. Yeah.
He was like on the table, wasn't he? Lying back on the table. And he went to get up and I put a knife through his hand.
Correct.
Is the knife still? No, Silas removed the knife, so I imagine his hands like bandaged and bloody.
Yeah.
If he's still there, I'm gonna enter and. It's Cassidy Coran, isn't it? Coran is the last name.
Coran
Cool.
Cassidy.
Coran.
Coran Cassidy. Mr. Cassidy. A word, if I may.
And he
I kinda
gestures to some workshop stool. By all means, it's your house.
I want you to tell me.
Oh wait, let me get the picture of him up so people can see. Get talking to.
The exact date that he and the Billhooks attacked my family. I was what are the dates normal in Duskwall? Are they just like I guess it's not. January through to December, but what? Give me something I can say.
Okay.
This is a random date.
62nd of Dark's light.
Yeah. of the Scarecrow's fingertip. There is something about. So there is, yeah. So there's a timeline. Present day, 847 IE, Imperial era.
That's a year.
847, yeah. So the year 847 of the Imperial era.
How do I give a date? This is way too complicated.
Hang on, there are. Oh no, that's the times.
What I want to achieve is quite simple.
No. So the official Imperial calendar is divided the year into 6 months of 60 days each.
Cool.
Do you want a month name?
Yeah.
So it's Mendar, Calavet, Suran, Ulcivet, Volnavet, and Elisar.
Well, there's Latin.
Yeah. A month is made up of 10 weeks of 6 days each.
So it was Mundar.
Mendar is the first
Mendar.
month. Which is...
Cassidy.
Okay.
Cassidy, you remember where you were on the 6th of Mundar? 867.
867. That's 20 years in the future, so no. It's 847 currently, 847. You said
Way to throw
827.
it.
You have to close the loop, Cassidy.
I thought you said 867. Jeez.
Money!
867.
You have to go back! We could do a spin-off with Saffron as Doc Brown and
we go
Lorenzo
to
as Marty McFly.
Yes. Yes. And you can go back, Lorenzo, and meet your dad and make him get with your mum.
I've not
Whoa,
seen
whoa,
it,
whoa,
mate.
whoa.
Oh.
What? Fuck's sake.
Don't watch shit films.
Oh my god.
Don't play shit games like
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Dear.
I'm not going to ask you to dox yourself, but like on Discord, just send me your address because I'm gonna pop round.
Come on, we'll
Is that being threatening or like I'll
Say
bring the
hello.
Blu-ray and we'll watch it?
we'll watch them together. We're gonna have a movie night, aren't we?
I'm up for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You'll bring in the guac though.
Absolutely.
Oh, you gotta watch Back to the Future. Anyway. Yeah, it's 847. 847. Also, okay, guys.
Cassidy. No, every time we divert, I forget the accent.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Tommy Shelby. Cassidy, do you remember where you were on the 6th of murder in 847? Mendar. Whatever.
Sounds like a planet in Star Wars, doesn't it?
Mendar 4.
Yeah.
Have you seen that TikToker who literally just takes the piss out of Star Wars things, and it's just like his all of his videos are just like compilations of him being like, Spendar, you must go to Grunjathax 8. Seek out the leader of the Plimbleplums. Only then will you find your true destiny.
I mean, it sounds right, doesn't it?
You should share it.
Nah, forget.
So you've asked Cassidy, Coran Cassidy. Does he remember where he was?
What he was doing, where he was. What
It's
happened.
5, you imbecile. No. It's...
Fuck's sake.
Just let him say whatever day he wants to say.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't think we've established in canon if he was actually part of the crew when they took over the Vincettis, because I don't know how long ago that was. He's saying it's 20 years hence.
In canon,
Since
In our game, Lorenzo returns to Duskwall from the Leviathan hunting expeditions to find his brother and father dead,
Yeah.
and then he finds the Emporium and joins them. So it would have been recently that he died in the last couple of years.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fine then. Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah, he would definitely have been pretty high up in the Billhooks then. Maybe that's why the dad went to prison after that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lorenzo just totally states, describe it to me.
What, where he was?
From the very moment you woke up, from the first breath you took that morning.
I feel like you need a roll for this. Because you need to convince me
I'm just
to
gonna
improv so much.
Well, if he resists, I'm just gonna take his hand where I stabbed it and just apply pressure.
Ooh, good. Remembers the stab.
You still need to roll to intimidate.
Okay.
I'm sure he's had a few
I'm commanding.
Billhooks in his time. Yeah.
I'm commanding because I'm telling him.
Yep.
Position?
That's a risky.
Would you know?
Yeah, like socially risky. Like there's a chance he may never talk.
We'll see about that. Effect? Standard. Ish?
Yes. Right,
Success with a consequence.
Success with a consequence.
Or complication.
Well, actually,
That's for the
complication is a consequence. One of the consequences that it could be.
What is a consequence of complication?
No. Don't try and trip up the GM. All right. So he answers you, tells you where he was. Did you mention a specific day?
I said I said the date, and I said describe it fully, in detail.
I think he starts, and then after like 20 seconds, he's like, What is the point of this? Do you have a point, or are you just torturing me, boring me to death?
How much does he actually tell me in those 20 seconds? What does he say?
I don't know. He got up. He had his.
But does he say that he's killed my father and my brother?
No, he got up. He had his mushroom protein shake. He went for his morning jog. Had his stand up with the Billhooks. You know.
Well, I apply more pressure on his hand, and I'd say, tell me.
We should probably establish what you. So you want him to admit it, do you?
Yes.
Well, what if it's... Okay.
I'd like him to admit it, and then who else is there? Obviously, I know he's done it. I know it's him, because the Lost have told me. I just wanted to hear it from his mouth.
Okay. Okay, so he describes, I guess, like the opera. I mean, we didn't really flesh this out at all, but he describes the attack that they did on the Vincetti. Mansion.
It was the Billhooks who carried it out, but it was planned by someone else, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's what we said.
Yes.
I believe.
Right.
It's the big trading company who they work for, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think. Yeah. So I think. I think the consequence is that he doesn't reveal the North Hook. Because you only wanted him to say his day, and he completely omits them, and he actually like takes pretty much full responsibility. Not full responsibility, but he's like
full responsibility.
Well, he's like, my father gave the order for us to attack the Vincetti mansion to wipe them out. We did so on that night. The Bluecoats, some pesky inspector was waiting, taking his father to prison. But by then the deed had been done.
Well, Mr. Cassidy, I see one path for you, or two paths, a forked road if you may. One leads to salvation, and one leads to the spirit world. Lorenzo takes a coin. It's a lovely little coin. Do you want me to decide for you, Mr. Cassidy? Or do you want fortune? Or good fortune to decide for you?
I'm worth more to you alive, you idiot. Get that Templeton guy back in here. He was reasonable. He knew what was at stake.
Your lives at stake if you're not going to help me get to your father. Accent's fucked. That's why I need to pick a different one, man. Or just do a different character, for fuck's sake.
No. Just get back into the Godfather. Come on.
And now introduce my cousin, Lorenzo.
Lorenzo. How old are you, Lorenzo? Old enough to party.
It's not McLovin.
That is McLovin.
I was referring to Makata, not McLovin, but...
Oh, I thought it was full on McLovin. Nice.
Nice. Is anyone else in the room, by the way, Saffron or Friedrich?
I think I'm trying to think. I think Saffron has always been there. I think he did a bit of healing on Coran.
You were kind of like in the background of the scene, yeah.
So he's definitely taking it all in for sure. But at the moment, it's definitely been more of their game. Does it feel like that Lorenzo's got the info he wants from? Does it feel like a natural break in the conversation?
I was trying to then leverage to the point where I can use him to get to his father.
Carry on then, please.
But I feel like that's a different conversation.
Yeah, you're doing the two-faced thing with the coin at the minute, so
yeah,
that does feel like a ratcheting up of the ante.
Are you going to ratchet?
I was saying he's got two paths: salvation, help me to get to his father, or death.
Yeah.
That feels a bit power gamey, but also he is our prisoner in our HQ, and he's like fully threaded to us.
Yeah.
So
that's reasonable.
We are in the power position, I suppose.
Yeah. It's narrative gaming, man.
Yeah. So his response is "fuck you," is it?
His response is like, basically like, you need me alive, basically. So I know you're not going to.
He's not buying it to kill him.
Mr. Coran, I think you underestimate how I view fate. When he's underestimating me and my sensibility.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to D&D this mother, but you may have to roll me again because it's a completely different command now.
So he's trying to call my bluff, and I'm.
You could sway. Or other things. You can roll anything you want. Don't you have that pesky little skill where you can basically use any skill to roll something?
No, I never took that.
Is it rook or something?
Never took that. So it sounds OP, but then you still have to think of a way, like narrative way for you to use that ability to tie into whatever skill you're using. So it just requires a bit of thinking, but it did seem kind of strong. I think I went with something more narrative. Really.
I feel like you can do so. You could definitely do some good cop, bad cop here as well. If somebody else wants to jump in, never fails.
Yeah, Saffron can wheel in. We have other information to get from anyway. Lorenzo, stow your blade. It may have slit the throat of many of our prisoners previously, may have dispatched many enemies. You're ruthlessly known for wantonly killing all of our prisoners, but stay your blade this one time, please. Please, let him live. I'll try my best with him, and if not, then I'll hand him back to you, I promise. Coran, you're a prisoner here in the Emporium. Therefore, that does offer you some protection for as long as you're useful. You've agreed to help us take down the Billhooks for all their crimes. We only want what's best for the docks and the region. We obviously would like to win this war as well with your former allies. So, any assistance you could give us might stay Lorenzo's wantonly sharp, awkwardly held, clumsy blade. What do you know of the most? What do you know about the dockers and what the biggest, shall we say, impingement on their happiness that the Billhooks are currently employing that we could help alleviate?
Give us a roll.
Got a point and sway.
I think when you approach, I think Lorenzo just closes his hand around the coin, puts it in his pocket, kind of backs off.
So I'm trying to set you up, threatening. So he's like, I bet he thinks now. Oh, he is a bit, you know.
Yeah.
He's a bit mischievous. Right, sway. Position.
Risque.
Risky. He's strapped to a table. Effect.
Standard. It's the social
Standard, he's
risk.
strapped to a table.
It's the social risk.
Yeah, alright, that's fair.
You might get embarrassed.
Oh no, I won't.
You might get some aura points.
Is that one dice or 2 dice?
It's 1 die, baby.
That's crazy.
That's all I need for a 6 these days.
Jeez.
I told you, good cop, bad cop. What my friend is
There you
trying to
go.
say is,
What my friend's trying to say.
that was basically the Cardinal and Valentina in I was going to say Horus Heresy in Dark Wrath and Glory. Every social scene.
I know, it's crazy.
It was Milo and Mikey basically like passing the baton to each other. One ran out of steam and lines of questioning.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they work, though. Real detectives, isn't it? That's why.
Yeah.
So come on then. Give
Come
me
on then.
everything. Give me everything. I've rolled a 6.
Oh,
It's
Fill
true.
out every single detail of the Billhooks. Let's go.
Don't tell him what to do.
I've got a detective anecdote, a quick one.
When I get a 6, I can tell I'm basically God for a few minutes.
Standard effect. Go on, Lawrie. Tell us your anecdote.
So I saw a reel the other day, sort of them doing an interrogation, and it's a technique they actually use. And during their line of questioning, they'll just randomly do this, really quickly, just flash their hands, and they call it the nana nana boo boo technique. And basically, you ask the line, you're in your line of questioning, you do this, and while they're speaking, they get distracted momentarily, so it completely ruins their train of thought. Yeah. So it just throws them off, basically. It's the technique that detectives actually do.
Why would you want your
I know.
interrogatee to lose their train of thought, though?
So they find it more difficult to lie.
Yeah, if they're trying to make a story up and stick to the same story and stick to the same details, and you throw them off, they have
feels
to like,
quite a lot of interrogations just involve
feels like
us
quite an obvious
asking
tactic, though.
completely
It doesn't feel like-
unnecessary, irrelevant questions over and over again, and interspersing them with the important questions, just to overwhelm people,
sort of psychology.
break
isn't
down their
It is
mental
sort of
defenses.
psychology.
Lovely. All right. We've done that thing again where we get sidetracked after someone's asked a question, and I have to remember what the question is. But I think you were basically asking about how you can leverage the Dockers, right?
I was asking him from his perspective what the most, because again the Dockers don't like that the Billhooks are all over them, so it's a question of what Here's my what are the Billhooks doing that's the most basically fucking up the Dockers. What's like the main point that we could get if we could attack one thing to make the Dockers' life easier by reducing the Billhooks nonsense.
Well, they're being extorted, aren't they? So I thought maybe if we teach them to fight back, or we arm them somehow, we smuggle them weapons or something like that. Because we're smugglers. Smuggle the Dockers weapons to fight back against the Billhooks.
Right. Homework for next week. Watch that episode of Sharp where he trains the 95th Rifles. No, the South Essex, who are really badly trained, but then he teaches them how to fire 3 rounds a minute in any weather by being a good lad. And then we'll do that.
The key to success in any given skill, I think, is just being a good lad.
Yeah, good bants. Good northern bants.
Having a northern accent helps. Proper good lad.
Always.
And if you see any man not following the infantryman's guidebook, give him half a pint of rum on the spot, Mr. Denny. Right. Sidetracked again. Okay, so Coran is that was my bad.
Your Blades character next is just Sharp. He's a hound. The dust of all rifles.
That's true. My next character, I was saying to Milo as well, my next character should be like not the face. But I quite like the idea of a talky character, but who just isn't good at talking though. So you still get to play a fun character. But your characters, Mikey, they're always talking, but they got no points in talky.
Oh, at one point in Sway.
Yeah, now.
She's got a bloody 6, mate. What are you talking about?
Bloody 6, mate. Bloody brilliant. Yeah, so Coran. Okay, let me think what he's going to say. He's going to say. He says we get the Dockers essentially bring in all the goods that go straight into our coffers. They also are too scared to ever turn on us. They know that whenever one of them acts out of line, then their families will be mysteriously meeting sticky ends in alleyways by the next morning. I imagine with our reduced amount of foot soldiers after last night's battle, this may be a bit trickier, but they live in fear, and it will take more than rumors to get them to stand up for themselves, I imagine. They need the boot on the neck. But after a while, you don't need it to keep them in line.
Not a pleasant man.
I imagine that's something someone in a gang would say.
Not really help me figure out a score, though, is it?
It's like
How do they know where all their family are?
What should my score be, Conrad?
I'm doing this in character, thank you. If you'll just let me, please.
I've
Do
got
you
a
mind?
game to play.
Could I please in character? Could I please? Would that be okay if I could find out in character? Would that be okay, please? Would it be okay, please, sir?
No.
Oh, cool. There must be some way that the Billhooks know who all these family members are. Is there some kind of register or documentation that keeps track of all this information? If we were to destroy, remove, or steal, it means their family would no longer be at risk? Or is it more just like general just knowledge? People just know where like Bob lives and stuff.
I think that's the case, yeah. I don't think there's that many. I think if you're running a district for, a decade or more, then yeah, you'll start to know like the streets and who lives where, and also it's very easy to find out, right? You just pay or threaten your way into getting that knowledge.
I suppose so. Okay. Other things.
Or any
So
dog.
we did. This doesn't feel like rolling a 6 information. This doesn't. What I found out is that they attacked the Dockers. We know that. We know they attacked the Dockers. That's why they don't bloody like them. Well then, if
You wanted to know why the Dockers kind of like
the
don't
family's
fight
at
them,
risk,
right?
yeah, we can't
But
protect all
it
their
sounds like
families.
they need that spark, that kind of that jolt to get them out of their fear.
Yeah.
To
but at
know
the end of the
that-
day, that's-
To know that the Billhooks are actually
Yeah.
able to be toppled.
I suppose. I guess. I mean, yeah. They're. I guess already, hopefully, their ability to do that has diminished anyway, just by the fact they're weakened
Yep.
a bit by the fight. So, okay. So it's more a numbers game still. It's more like how can we whittle down their numbers so that the next thing we do, they know pretty much we're gonna. Okay, so let's phrase it that way. So, obviously, you've been here since the war. But tell us where the main majority. Where would the main majority of the Billhook army or troops regroup to? Where could we strike to weaken them further?
I don't feel like Cassie's gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe phrase it better. But I mean, he's on our side now, so I mean,
Yeah.
Is he on our side?
he agreed to help us or get killed. He remember fucking
Why is he on our side?
because fucking Silas rolled like a double 6 or something when he rolled to like threaten him or kill him or.
I thought they were just getting matey. He's not on our side. He's still a bullock, isn't he?
He agreed to help us or die.
He didn't
I think
agree.
Silas
did
scared. Well, Silas scared the shit out of him. You might not have, Lorenzo, but
He
it
did.
was definitely a moment.
He did at least say that. Yes.
Well,
Then he summoned some death dogs.
I don't know. Fuck.
he? Yeah.
He
He's not exactly like the most
Fair point.
trustworthy geezer, is he? This Coran, this bullock.
So
Well, how does he respond?
yeah. So he says, before I start giving you valuable enough information that would render me obsolete once I told you, I believe we should come to terms.
Yes. This is a shop. We do all kinds of bartering and trading here. We can trade lives and trade terms. Speak your thoughts, Rapscallion.
That's another good RPG, by the way, Rapscallion. Pirate RPG. Check it out. He says, looks around. Well, I'm obviously not interested in anything in this place.
Hey.
But but in a post Billhooks Duskval, I should like to have somewhat of a similar position that I hold now. I hear that you have taken on defeated enemies, annexed
Yes.
them into your power.
Oh yes, we defeated the insert name here.
Foghounds.
fucking- The
Foghound.
Foghounds. You knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And they're now valued allies. Piloting one of the greatest ships in the whole of the North Hook Channel.
Yes.
The Foghound.
That is
And
either it's either 10 meters long or it's an oil tanker. We haven't quite decided yet.
Still, I'm pretending it's fast.
It's still blocking the Suez, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, down the old Dusk River. And yes, Silas, you've met, of course, is recruiting a band of erstwhile soldiers and scrappers. I'm sure he'd give you a top position within the Emporium army to lead your own troops and carry out all kinds of missions and gain wealth and infamy.
That is all I ask. Especially the risk to myself if my father should find out that I've helped you.
Well,
and
it's
he is
clear
not,
you're
and he is not killed before he finds me, then, well, you can imagine.
Oh, yes. It's clear you're a fierce and powerful fighter. Thanks again for those demon dogs. Good show of force there, sir. So yes, it's of great interest. It's of great interest, Saffron says pointedly at Lorenzo, who's still flicking his coin back and forth. It's of great interest to keep our friend here alive, and Silas, once he wakes from his nappy news, he's very tired. I'm sure he'll be happy to have another commander within his burgeoning army. So yes, your terms are very acceptable.
I do not wish to be a foot soldier in your army. I wish
Come
to
on.
lead a gang under your
Yes.
colours.
Absolutely, perfect. It's we're expanding as well. So as you grow, so do we. It's a very synergistic, symbiotic kind of relationship.
There's that Russian guy now who's hanging around. There's the Welsh guy.
Which West?
Is Cassidy joining the Emporium or Silas' Stompers?
Emporium. Is the
I think he's
Stompers are a brand underneath the
We should have
overarching
this,
brand.
we
of-
should have this conversation in character, but if he does, I think Lorenzo's leaving
Oh,
and then hunting him down to kill him.
I think he wants to basically do what Margaret Vale did, and
Yes.
and sort of relaunch the Billhooks
Yeah.
brand under the umbrella of the Damned Emporium
done.
family.
been done in the way that we do things. But it's a very good Lorenzo. We're willing to chip in, mate. We're literally talking. You can jump in at this moment in a conflict, baby. Come on, throw some in a conflict. Go, jump in,
Give it an XP.
jump in. I wasn't even thinking the XP.
Listening to this, Lorenzo's you can kind of see him he's massively frustrated the longer he's listening to this conversation, and he kind of just like quite alertedly butts in. Are you seriously considering allowing this absolute wretch, this murderer, this filthy degenerate to join our crew? This man who's murdered my own family. Over my dead body does he join the Emporium.
Lorenzo, I
Emporium, man.
apologize. I steamed ahead without even consulting you, but I beg of you to think this Emporium is made up of scoundrels and hoodwinkers and murderers and thieves and bastards and
Saffron.
bricklayers.
Look at
I'm
that
not
man.
done monologuing yet. I'm not
it, Gage.
finished. I might be finished. No, I'm not finished. We have a purpose to thrive and survive. Your family, who you lost, would want. This is your chance for a new family to rebuild. This is your chance to rebuild your family, your life, your standing. We need soldiers. I understand more than anyone the pain caused by those who take away from us, but this is business to give you the life that your family would have wanted. Learning to forgive and to move forward with even past such trauma. We're not asking you to talk to this man. We're not asking you to even like him, or we just need you to accept that he could be here. So know he'll work for us. We'll be able to keep him in rein, and
Saffron,
you can boss him around.
you've got your own daughter, don't you?
Kind of.
You have a
adopted. She
child
doesn't
of your
like me
own.
much. No, again, a kind of adoptive, kind of surrogate type.
If
She might
this
not see it
man
that
right
way.
before you, if this rat came and stabbed and slaughtered your daughter, would you let him join us?
If it meant prosperity for the rest of my family and friends, and a greater life, I could forgive if he did the work, if he joined the ranks, if he followed the orders, if he put
Agreed.
the work in and brought strength to our lives. I could put that aside. But I see how hard it would be. I'm an older man. I've lived a longer time. I've been through so much already. But I understand. It's your choice to make, Lorenzo, but we do need him on side. And I
The
beg you
choice
to-
is I'll not be in the same organization as the man who has killed my father and brother, which I have confirmed today. And that is my choice.
I think Coran just looks up at you and he's like, "Ah,
Choose your words carefully.
the Vincetti that got away. Makes sense now." That's it. That's all he says.
I tell Gus to bite his cock off. This guy is literally... He needs to die.
No, I get that. I get it. You actually command Gus to attack?
I'm getting Gus to bite his hand, the same one I applied pressure to. Fuck this guy.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not interested in doing 2 hours of torture scenes. So maybe we need to draw this to a close and move on. So
Yeah,
we need a resolution to this.
We do. Saffron stares at the screaming man and the biting dog,
Yep.
and he takes out just a little pistol and shoots Coran in the head.
Yep. He
Can't,
hasn't helped
can't-
you in much way. In many
he
ways.
hasn't, and he can't lose Lorenzo over a. He's not a stronger ally to have Coran than Lorenzo. And
Let's
to be honest,
get Friedrich to weigh in on this because it's a pretty big decision.
It is.
Yeah, Friedrich was just sort of floating around in the main kind of floor of the Emporium, picking up bits of broken glass and generally doing a bit of tidying up.
Oh.
Not really wanting to get involved in the whole Coran discussion, but if he's called in, he will sort of sigh and come and
I
join.
think he was called in. It's more I've made the decision to execute him because Lorenzo's already on the verge of mauling him with a dog and won't. If Coran joins us, Lorenzo will leave. So Saffron made a decision to just end Coran.
Yikes.
But does
Um,
Lawrie the PC want Lorenzo to leave, or do you
No.
want Lorenzo to stay?
I want Lorenzo to stay.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. Just clarifying.
I'm doing this all in character. I don't want to force this to go one
No,
way.
it's
So
very
if you're
good.
happy with it, you let me know. I just feel like this is how he'd act.
It's
I
more
don't- I
Friedrich
don't-
again. The
there's,
group.
there's no way you'd let him join.
No, it's
no
great.
way-
I think it's exactly right. It's more Friedrich again. Just he's collaborative. So if you're like, fuck, what are you doing? Killing him? Absolutely not. Ruins everything I planned. Ruins my whole storyline. Don't do it.
But
Um,
is using him to get to the dad, who's the real responsible one.
But he's not going to help us if we don't promise him. And I guess we could promise him and double cross him and triple cross him.
And it's unfortunate because Lorenzo doesn't know he's responsible because he didn't say my dad's the one behind it. He organised it, did he, before?
I think he. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
he said
cool.
because that was when his dad was in charge, basically, and then he got arrested and put away for it. So,
But in our conversation, he said he led those murders and all that. He never said his dad any.
I think I paraphrased that he said that was the case, but you probably knew that anyway from your own investigations. Like, it's if we're saying that the dad went to prison for that, then
Yeah.
it's pretty clear that that was well known.
The implication I got from what Olly said was that basically that was that like when he admitted that the gang did that, it was at the same time as confirming that the gang was led by his dad, and that all of the orders were his orders. I think so. Alex's viewpoint on the decision is, I would rather, lose the narrative options of having this guy as a sort of double-crossed, either prisoner or double-crossed kind of pretend ally that we're gonna kind of string along and then kill later. Those sound like cool things to do, but I get why Lorenzo has a red line, and I would rather keep Lorenzo than do those cool things. Friedrich's viewpoint, what Friedrich would do if he were included in this negotiation is probably immediately go to, okay, well, what can we get? Like, what? Killing him is basically a zero sum. Like, the gang presume he's dead already. We don't gain anything by killing him. We could gain things by keeping him alive, sticking him along. So Friedrich would probably try and convince Lorenzo that the truer revenge, the more delicious revenge, would be to kill him after doing all that.
How do you convince him? Other than again,
tell him we are going to give him control of, like, the Dockers or a portion of our resources or whatever. Maybe try and get some kind of lock on him, like Saffron. You can do evil magic.
Yeah, kind of. No, I agree. All that's what things do. It's just, again, what that requires. I can see it spinning out as being long, boring conversations of Lorenzo. Can we talk to the other room? Lorenzo, we're going to do this. Go back in. Hi, we're going to do this. It's a bit wishy-washy. Practical, and yes, gets the it's almost metagaming a little bit. Gets the thing along, but it's basically
fair enough. Like I said,
no, you're right. It's the right, sensible thing to do. But in this moment, it's quite fraught and emotional.
Yeah. Well,
it's like
we've had the players' discussion.
Yeah.
The characters' discussion is Friedrich's in the other room, so deliberately avoiding this encounter. So if Saffron wants to impulsively just be like, okay, well, if Lorenzo's going to be like this, we'll just kill him.
That
happens. And Alex has no problem with that.
Yeah, it's not impulsive. It's that thing of like, and Lorenzo kind of moved him a bit. Lorenzo, Saffron's traumas. That people. He's a revengeful man. Saffron. Remember his whole backstory is the Plumbinaruvians and everything. Like he knows revenge, and maybe he's forgotten the loss of it, and to see Lorenzo. I mean, the option, like I said, was either do this or go. Oh, Lorenzo, actually, we'll talk to you outside. By the way, Lorenzo, psst, we're only joking. Play along.
Yeah.
Which just feels a bit pantomimey. Whereas this feels, it's not, where Saffron's not killing him out of anger, of malice, it's just literally practical. Well then, fuck, this road has ended. It's not malicious, it's not spurred on, it's just like, well, we can't get anything from him, he's not going to tell us. Lorenzo's going to leave if we try and do it, so, end.
I know it's probably going to affect Milo the most because he's trying to get a bit of relationship going on with him for some reason. But you could have literally done this with any other gang, any other person in the city. This is the only gang that's actually got any.
No, it's all good, mate. It's all good. It's great.
There is literally a gang of like ex-bluecoats, the grey cloaks, who go around crime fighting. I did say you go and make friends with them if you wanted. Don't have to make friends with the head of the Billhooks, who you're at war with.
Billhooks, the savage, violent butchers.
And it's more as well for Saffron to kind of show Lorenzo again that we do care about him. He has got a family here. This is,
Well, you surprised me out of character and in character. So
we've got the,
So Lorenzo, you say savage gang. I think you are the one who is being quite savage currently, actually.
I mean,
who's the torturing, dog mauling?
I've not taken a fish hook and dragged him around the place and then, started cutting off
Only because I stopped you from coming up with torture devices. And he's gone. He's cluned to me.
Oh no, he's cluned out.
Hello?
Yeah. All right. So then it sounds like everyone's happy with Saffron pulling the little antique pistol and shooting him there. And I kind of see this as your kind of act of mercy to so Lorenzo doesn't get too caught up in this revenge torture scene.
That's exactly as well as Saffron's.
Because it's no good.
We're all murderers. He's well versed in taking life and everything else, and he's an older, withered man, so he's happy to take the burden of the loss rather than Lorenzo's clearly going on a very dark path. So there's a whole bunch of stuff wrapped into that. Yeah.
Cool. And we'll increase your heat though.
Fair enough.
For doing a kill out of a score.
That's the crows.
Yeah.
I think you probably...
Yeah,
I
they're back.
I thought you did.
Being like, oh,
They're back.
I thought you were doing the scream of.
Hello?
Go on. We hear you. We hear you.
we got
So
you.
you probably see Lorenzo kind of just drop to his knees and break down crying from the sheer amount of emotion running through his body at this point.
God.
Jesus.
Edgy boy.
Well, he just finally got his hands on the moiderer, and then he's just been shot. He thought he was going to be the one to take his life from him,
Yeah.
but he wasn't even given that.
Yeah. It's like Drax.
Mm.
In Drax in Guardian 1, isn't he, Mikey, you'll know this. Isn't his whole goal in the film to avenge his wife and daughter?
Yeah, Thanos.
And then
Ronan
he's like,
killed.
and then he's like, oh, actually, it's Thanos now. That's me set for
Yeah,
the next like 5
Well,
films.
it might be the exact same thing actually. Ronan killed his family. And
Or
they do
indeed,
kill,
Olly.
in fact, they do kill Ronan, but yes, it's very much. He then finds out, but then he worked for Thanos, so yeah, he very much upscaled it. But also, same thing. Got to the end of Guardians, was like, well, actually, I found my new family, so that's kind of good, I suppose. So, classic stuff.
Or indeed, our old friend Mortarion,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
whose origin story was that he
yes.
wanted
Yeah.
to get revenge on his horrendous
Adopted
chaos
father,
infected adopted father. Nearly got to, and then basically passed out with his father standing above him, going, "Ha ha 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 ha! You're shit. I'm good. I'm big. You're small. I'm smart.
Really?
You're
And he's like,
And then
done
yeah,
it, mate.
just
Did
goes,
it for you, mate.
whoop,
Yeah.
just appears out of nowhere, chops his head off, and goes, "There you go, sorted.
Yeah. Now,
No worries."
now,
Nurgle
Thank you
did it
later.
for him.
huh?
Nurgle did the killing for him.
No, the Emperor did
The Emperor did.
Oh,
when he
Yeah, he
found
didn't
him.
meet Nurgle much later.
okay.
But the bitterness, Lorenzo, the self-hatred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very confusing moment, especially having the kill taken away from him.
Yeah, but that scene in, to bring up more media references, that bit in Peaky Blinders, when Tommy Shelby gets the old man Italian guy, who's actually like the mafia guy, because he ordered the hit on his wife, and he's all set to like spend the whole night torturing him and chopping off bits, and then Arthur just shoots him in the head, to kind of save him becoming that person.
Yeah, it's
That's
better.
how I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I like that. I like the
And
feature.
Lorenzo will explain it on in the meantime, but we'll have a debrief later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's one. Beep. You're like your
There's
heart.
the Red Cross.
All the bits in your journal just get like crossed out. Like,
Quest failed. Quest
Yeah.
failed.
well, it's more like the Baldur's Gate Passag kind of
Yes.
wording, where it's like, well, I guess you'll never find out what happened to this thing.
That ended then. At least I know why. There's sometimes in Baldur's Gate where it'd be like, I'd take a few steps and it'd go like, brrr. I'd look at things like, you can't do this anymore. And I'd be like, what the fuck happened, man? And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some clock in the background has timed out, or some boulder's fallen on someone's head. Brilliant stuff. Great game. Cool. Well, Saffron's pretty dispassionate. Again, it wasn't a killing of anything other than mercy and pragmatism.
Yeah.
So it's more of a, well, that's that sort then, Lorenzo. You'll be staying here. Discuss eat bodies, because we don't want the wardens to come again.
Yeah, I've given you the 2 heat already for the
Oh, good.
for the
Thank
body.
goodness. Well,
So,
look,
discard
we've
of
got
it.
that we lost a good lead there, but we've still got the main lead itself. Let's go and talk to the dockers, Hammer himself, and find out what they need, rather than bambing around with these Billhooks. What do you say, Lorenzo? To the docks, Friedrich.
Yes.
And,
Time to find some work.
Lorenzo raises himself from the floor. The docks. And whistles Gus.
To leave Silas here to
I
have
think-
still.
You might even see blood dripping from Lorenzo's mouth because of Gus biting Coran's hand.
Good. Still yet doesn't know how that works, but I love that. I just love the thematicness of it. I just enjoy it. Like, I don't know.
Now it's getting like metaphysical. It's getting a
Well,
bit
in
weird.
my mind, it's more like Lorenzo kind of is like, he'll have like just like cut his cheeks, kind of almost not intentionally, but kind of was mirroring, like when he was being hurt when Gus was being
Your
hurt.
mind
It
makes
like,
it real.
Yeah, I almost see him like Fight
Yes.
Club beating himself. I go, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
beating
yeah.
up. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of, I'm getting that kind of.
Yeah, you get the
I'm
taste
just-
of blood.
Yeah.
I'm just gearing up to the point where Lorenzo becomes a werewolf and becomes
Yeah.
part of Gus. They become the same thing.
We're werewolves, not
The spirit.
swearwolves.
The spirit werewolf. Whoa!
Well, you've already nearly been a vampire, so
Wampire.
Yeah, true.
you're two traumas, so you know, not too many more to go. If you want to, you can go trauma out
Even
of
though
this
weapons-
campaign.
My haunted trauma isn't really the trauma anymore, is it?
And I can't remember what you're obsessed about, but anyway.
I'm so obsessed about fate.
Oh yeah,
Fortune.
yeah.
Letting the gods decide.
Yeah, well, I hope you guys have been keeping track of your XPs over these last few sessions, because there's been a lot of triggers. XP triggers.
No, it's a good point. Maybe down how to take stock. Maybe.
Let's do that. Let's leave it till the end, because
Okay, I'll make some notes.
yeah. So you head to the docks.
Yeah, we know where Hammer is, right?
Yeah, you know where his little office is.
Change of pace.
Let's see if I can get a nice little image of the.
I think we did a little bit last time. Cause didn't I? Charge roll to XP for breaking the door. I think we might have done the last. I think we might have done XP from the encounter. I feel like. Oh, I'll leave it to try and remember.
So you enter to find quite a busy warehouse. Lots of people go in and out of Hammer's little office. Let's get a picture of him up. And why is he squashed?
Yeah, he looked. There we go.
And he's furiously writing down in his big book, his ins and outs book, noting down all the different words, all the different what do you call it when you have a work time?
Transactions.
Work time.
Shifts. Yeah, he's got his logbook of shifts, and he's organising it all and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, he's doing.
Oh
it.
yes, work time. I
Um,
have work time tomorrow.
yeah, work time.
I've got late work time.
Well, I'm really excited about this this new campaign for a 6-day working week. It's going to be brilliant.
Nice.
Luckily, all of the power holders in the whole city are really on board with it. I have no idea what accent you were doing, so I really don't have to do it.
Sounded pretty Kiwi.
I was doing Aussie. I think this guy's a pretty gnarly Aussie guy. Apparently, you can do 7 days worth of work in 6 days. The studies show.
Wow.
Wow, amazing. Right, yeah. So he looks up and he's like, he leans back and he's saying, well. If it isn't the most unpredictable gang in all of Duskville, I had you down as a right bunch of shits who couldn't string two keels together after that debacle down in the docks.
I mean, I am old, but also it was many sessions ago. What are you referring to?
This is the reason why you were -1 with them for ages.
Oh, I guess the trying to shuffle the intercepting the delivery, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sure.
But now I heard that you, not only have you had a massive bust up with the Billhooks, but you pretty much cut that gang in half.
Yes, so you'd probably be wiser to greet us when we enter a room with a bit less sassy pants and a bit more actual respect, Hammer. We're doing most of this for you after all.
Don't
the
be so
Dockers.
bloody sensitive, mate. This is just how we talk to each other down in the
Oh,
place where we
I'm
actually
sorry.
do real jobs. Not in
yeah.
some fancy little boutique selling lady garments.
You've not been to the
Funny you should say that. We have got a wonderful new range of. That was a joke, wasn't it?
I was going to say Friedrich.
Sorry, I'm still trying to adapt to your delicious working class humor.
Given your passion for fashion, Friedrich, you might actually start up a little inside business within the Emporium of clothing and fineries.
Too much like hard work, I think, but if the opportunity presents itself, we shall see. Still, I'm sure this isn't of interest to our friend here.
We have been.
As
Unless
always,
we have some shipments coming in.
It's always a struggle when the wife's birthday comes around, and anniversaries, of course, and Mother's Day, you know. It's a lot of gifts.
I can fashion quite a nice tinfoil scarab if you need one.
Of course, don't get flowers in Duskwall, so
Sorry,
that's that gone.
Well,
So, we're here.
Fine.
Yes, as you rightly pointed out, we've been making quite good headway in taking down the Billhooks, who we know are a thorn in your side, and we have aspirations to replace them within the docks and make sure life is much better for the dockers, fairer, less brutal. Make sure your work gets done properly and everyone is treated well and not billhooked and punished and their families' lives feared for. The Billhooks are weak and wounded, and we're looking to make another strike at them to bolster your crew's standing, to give you a better life, and to make more of a play for us to take charge around here. So we're really coming to you to ask you for your help on, where would you point us? I hear there's a lot of anxiety and worry of the Billhooks targeting family members, but perhaps you could let the dockers know that the Emporium are here now, and the band of stompers will patrol the docks to protect the families of the dockers, and most importantly, we'd like to make another move to damage them even further. If you have any information or intel on where they may be hiding, where they might have weapons, anything we can do to demolish them further.
Well, I heard this spiel the last time you were in my office, and I alerted you to a Billhook shipment that was coming in. Fortunately, one of my workers ended up on a hook to pay for that. Actually, no, you didn't actually, because you guys made it clear that it was you, right?
Yes, we did.
You were like, let it be known it was the Damned Emporium. Saying, well, there are still plenty of shipments coming in for the Billhooks that they take their cut from. I obviously don't know where they store all their cash. But, they're still out there trying to keep my men scared and paying their dues.
Lorenzo steps forward. Well, maybe we can hit the shipment before it even reaches the docks. We've got our own boats. Why can't we strike him then.
Yeah, you could do that. But a shipment or two is not exactly going to keep the billhooks from keeping them out of control of the docks.
A blockade.
I know that was out of character, but that's actually not such a bad idea. I know that my men can survive without their jobs. We, of course, have been contemplating a strike, and they can survive a couple of weeks without work. If all the trade was to stop coming into the docks, this would shrivel the billhooks' power considerably. They'd be running out of hooks and bullets pretty quickly.
And I'm sure if you needed to, we could always smuggle you some supplies, some food during that time.
He leans back and he's like, now that I think about it, I don't know if you're not from the docks, so you maybe haven't heard this old tale of the before the Imperial era. No, wait, that'd be too far away. This is before the advent of the train system, when the docks were much larger. There was a way Duskfall used to keep enemy ships out of its docks. 2 towers with a thick chain going across the surface of the river. Doesn't exist now, obviously, but rumor has it the electroplasmic mechanisms are still hidden somewhere, ready to be reactivated in case of an invading army, navy.
I'm sure I've got a contact who could tell me a bit more about that. Maybe have some information on how they work and maybe exactly where they are.
Oh, who's that?
That's for us to know. And you to
I
find
thought we're all
out.
friends now.
Yeah, but Hammer, you know, of all people, information has value.
Don't know what you're talking about, mate. I'm just a simple foreman.
Exactly.
Of course. Let us simply take things step by step.
So you only need to you only need to know the simple parts of the plan. No. Yes.
Is this an
So-
avenue that sounds interesting to pursue?
I saw
Sounds really
Alex's
cool.
face light up.
I am a mechanics tinkering. It sounds brilliant. I can't picture in my life how the hell we blockade the entire docks. I'm not. Sounds a
Is
bit.
this so this is not like a chain which is gonna like block out every fucking boat from the entirety of the docks. I imagine this is just the part for which the billhooks use.
Let's go to the map. The first time in many a year.
So we're at the docks.
Yeah, so I reckon...
Let's zoom in.
Yeah. So I reckon it's like a chain that goes like here.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it kind of blocks, and then obviously the bridge is blocking the other side. But I think from what he's saying is that this is still in place. It's probably sunk to the bottom of the bay, and these towers are probably like in ruins. But the rumor is that when needed, the Duskfall authorities can raise it up again.
My idea, my contact was probably Timoth might know a good thing because he's like the
Your patron.
like he's quite high up in the Sparkcraft, isn't he? But
Love that.
actually, probably not. I'd say it's the Sparkcraft
Guild?
rivals who are the Order of the Masons or something. Oliver, you know, the builders, the guys who like built the city back in the day. There's a group of, there's an organization in Blades, and it's those people exactly. There's this one group who are responsible for like you know, making the city and doing the planning when it was actually being established, and they're kind of like the natural opponent
Spark
to
rights?
possibly, and they're like the natural opponent to the Spark Right Guild. Let me get the book and find them.
But no, I love it. Yeah, I mean, I guess give me the map again. Give me the map again.
The map again. I mean, you may have to just mind's eye a bit.
But yeah, well, I mean, I need. It sounds amazing, but like that looks huge. What, raising 2 chains up and.
Well, I think the idea would be like normally they just have like it's like Tower Bridge, right? You have the 2 sides. You get the engines working both sides, and it just raises the chain.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think so that's gonna block out any of the shipments coming in. Doesn't that just weaken everyone? I mean, why would it especially weaken the Billhooks? I guess is my.
Well, a lot of the stuff comes in. Well, they're basically getting a cut from everything that comes in.
Is the Billhooks?
Yeah.
I guess it could damage their standing with the North Hook Company because they're not doing a very good job, I suppose. I can see. I love it because it sounds really cool and huge and mechanical. I can see a thing where like we double up on this, and obviously we assume they'll then not start another big brawl, but we assume they'll come and try and wherever we are take it. So we could obviously then use this as an impetus to spring another trap, or when the Billhooks come, we fight them off and wound them more. And is it okay? How we don't know enough yet, I know. But is it a case we think we can like lower and let our own stuff in, or it's just up and it's done? It's not like we kind of control the waterways. We just shut them down. There's no way we feel like we can let it down a little bit, lower on our boats, then put it back up again. It's more like just we're just shutting the whole.
You
ship
could,
down.
but you don't have any boats.
We have 2.
Yeah, but why would you want to go out of the bay?
I'm just saying, like we'd be the only people bringing shit into the city. That'd be pretty powerful. If we were like the only people bringing stuff in, that'd be pretty fucking epic. If we were like, it's a big operation.
Well, I mean, it could be that could be stage 1 of the score, and then stage 2 is to literally have trap them inside, then have a big sea battle with the Foghound.
Fun. Not that I think it's particularly in our skill or our ability set at all to do that.
How many cannon will fit the Foghound? That's the real question.
How many do they have currently?
These other purple lines are the other like bridges.
Actually, to be fair as well, the Leviathan hunter ships use the docks as well, so they would probably get annoyed at you as well.
This is the thing, right? If we're cutting off trade to the entire city, I'm sure this is going to be a city-wide problem, not just.
It was a cool idea for a score.
I know.
You guys can't think about how to help these dockers.
I think we still.
I'm asking them.
But I think we still do it. But when you were saying it was the docks, my idea was like, you see the dock, right? That they have a specific section that they have a permit for, so they can actually moor their ship there, right?
Yeah.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on with this stretch of land here?
Well, listen. If their dock comes in to their bit of dock, we can either trap it in, or raise something so it stays out. Maybe there are similar gates, similar chain bridges or whatever, but there are smaller variants, like in canals and stuff, right?
What is this? What is this thing I've circled in black? Is that a bridge or like a bit of land? Is that
like a land bridge? Not a land bridge, but like a
bridge, yeah.
Carriage bridge.
So you can go under it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if it was just one blockade point, I'd say yeah, that sounds very doable, a holdable position, great. But having to hold both sides and other routes down here, it just seems very.
No, probably it won't be. You probably won't be able to get underneath it with like the trade ships that are coming in.
Okay. Because if it's just I can't remember the color. But if it's just blockading here, then the main docks are obviously here. They can't do anything. They can't do anything over here. They have to go in here. So it's just one blockade point really we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
That seems more doable to me. We're on the inside. But yeah, it is still a thing that, but then everyone's in suffering. What's the end goal? What's the end game of that? Like, unless it was like, again, unless it was amazing. I could see, well, but if it's fantastic, actually, then yes. But then the Jeremy Dodger is coming down the little isles down here with food supplies, supplying the city, and we're fucking heroes. That's an awesome ploy, but I don't think we have the connection to have like enough the Jeremy Dodger to bring enough enough shit in.
It could be to lure out the Billhooks. It could be to.
Yes, lure out the Billhooks to attack. I'm up for that as well. Yeah, that's a good.
It's going to put a lot of pressure on them because they've obviously got buyers for all the stuff that's coming in.
We wanted to achieve three things: make some money, hurt the Billhooks, and help the Dockers. I think this only really hurts the Billhooks.
Okay,
it doesn't fill all of our criteria.
Okay, so what if we go back to the blockade? What if we fit the fog out as much as possible for combat, and then we sail it round looking for Billhook ships and just fucking them?
No, I don't. There's no way. It's not good enough or big enough to survive. It's not our strength. I mean, I guess Margaret Vale would do most of sailing, I suppose. Or at least she'd be tier whatever in sailing, but.
Lorenzo used to be a Leviathan on
That's good. I don't think the equipment is good enough to do that. I mean, it's a downtime activity.
I also
this would be a heist, though, wouldn't it?
Or just shooting shit.
Yeah, I don't think the Billhooks like run the ships though. Run the boats. They just run the docks. So
so there would be no combatant men or women on those trips bringing the goods in.
We'd just be murdering.
No one to resist us. We could go and take the stuff.
Then we'd just be murdering people who aren't necessarily anywhere alive.
Why would we be murdering them? We just take stuff and.
Oh, well, you said shoot shit up. No, of course, that's fine.
No. We just board their ships, take the goods, or sink them or whatever.
Again, murder. I think it's fine if we blockade and we know there's a good ship coming in and we attack a specific ship. That's great. That's a great shout. Once the blockade's up, or we could do a thing where we like send a message. Oh, if you come down to this barrow cleft entrance, you can get through and we'll surprise them there. That could be kind of fun, but the blockade needs to be up first.
What I'm saying is sinking ships which are providing them with supplies is the same as it is a blockade.
But the people on the boats.
Yeah. That's,
They're not Billhooks. If it was a boat of Billhooks, yeah, great.
You don't have to sink them, though.
You just said you wanted to sink them.
Yeah. Just go on board and steal the stuff and go
back. I like that. That I love. It's great. I don't think it's necessarily the whole score, though. That's more like a one. That could be one of those things you do like a couple of in a session, almost, couldn't you? If you can do.
It'd be a couple boats, or it'd be as long as we'd need to be there for, I imagine. Because if we're trying to blockade, then we need to be there as long as we want the blockade to last.
I agree.
Depends when they bend to our.
Yeah, I feel like there'd be three stages to that. It'd be the blockade, then it'd be you raiding all the little ships in the bay, and then whatever sort of response comes.
I guess we would certainly make sure the fog hound is on the inside when it gets blockaded, so it's in the docks. Really, like something trapped in there. We could pillage. But favour, we try to win favour with the dockers. We don't do any kind of thing that would actually hurt the trade itself.
The issue is, if you think too much about any plan, you'll ruin it, right?
No,
it's
very
like,
true.
Yeah.
If you think about this too much in depth, then it's like, how the authority is going to allow one boat to blockade a part of the docks for an ongoing period of time. It's crazy.
Hammer recommend this, or is this something we just glean from?
I think Hammer says using the chain thing to cut off their trade. I mean, he's just thinking like it's kicking up the bees, the hornet's nest kind of thing. Like it will damage the billhooks. He doesn't know what will happen after that, but hurting them is always good.
I love if we do this right, and us blockading the city, like the Leviathan hunters don't come back. The city just runs out of energy. The lights start going off. The whole city starts falling apart because we blockaded it for a week.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
Brilliant. No more spirit wardens are being brought in.
Well, that sounds good.
They all
Look,
die, and then spirits go wild.
we're daring.
Why
we're
would
bold.
spirit wardens die?
I don't know, because they die through normal means and then they don't get replaced, I imagine.
They do get replaced.
I like to think, I like my law, my canon, is that they're trained from a faraway land and then imported in.
Yeah, I think that. I think when you first, we all built a mythos around these spirit wars. It turns out they're just blokes in hoods.
Well, that's the power of their own
No, it's true. It's true.
institution, isn't it?
You
Working
think
for
they're
them.
blokes and hoods. They're actually
Well-
massive crows.
Yes.
Dressed up like men.
Look, We
Each one
are
of them is
bold.
actually just 50 crows in a big coat.
standing on each other's shoulders.
Yeah.
He got the name 100 Eyes, because he's made of 50 crows.
Would make 100 eyes.
It makes so much sense.
We are bold. We are daring. This is fun. It's
I
mad.
thought we were feared. I thought we wanted to be feared now instead of bold or daring.
No, but I mean, as the rule for playing the game, we as players,
Oh,
we
yes.
as players are bold.
We're
and daring,
scoundrels.
looking
We're
for
daring
fun and through the
As
consequences.
far as engagement roles go, I feel like it's pretty much certain to be
0 dice.
overly complex, reliant on multiple factors.
And that's metagaming, Alex. How could you?
I'm sorry.
I don't.
How
I think.
could you
I
think
think.
that way?
I think metagaming in this game is encouraged
All
because
right.
it's
Okay.
The one time I don't do it.
Okay, can I?
because
Okay.
well, it's the only
Go
way to actually
do it.
make the narrative make sense. We have to talk about it as a
Yeah,
narrative rather than like just a
Yeah, I know.
bunch of random
And again,
decisions being made.
Saffron, here's the words, got to winch up a mechanism of giant chains. He's in, he loves it. But,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
think.
it's just more, I can't see how this gets us money and hurts the Billhooks in the short term. It's a big plan, but fuck it, I love it.
So let me reference something in the book right now.
Great, here we go.
There is such a thing as scores being connected to each other.
Yep.
So you can have a series of scores. And maybe score 1 is raising these chains.
Yeah.
And then it immediately, and you can do like a downtime or something. And then immediately after that, we can say,
Ransacking.
you know,
boats
it's the
or-
next day or it's whatever, and then the next thing happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've come up with loads of ideas of things we could do. So we can definitely bolt on thing after thing after thing. I mean, again, depending how it works out, we don't know what we know, but I see there'll be a place where the chains are. We need to defend and garrison. I'm sure there'll be a battle over that. There'll be a sea battle there. Yeah, sounds fun. Let's do it.
Is this Operation Psitta?
So the information we got
Oh,
was
wait. Are we doing this before we do gathering info?
no, we
I
don't know.
was- I was-
Ollie was joking. We're not
Okay.
It was
We're not actually
it was a GM jest.
very funny.
Okay. I'm
Um,
actually writing out the questions for gathering info that I think we need to
That's
look
good.
into. in the
Look at
disc.
this.
Yeah, some preparation for this
Yeah.
gathering info
Frame.
might be.
To frame our gathering info sesh.
Take me back a step then. So when we first heard about this, because it sounded like it was like a lost technology and an unknown to man, or did it sound like a manual, like on the bookshelf, how to raise this chain?
I think it's something that would probably be like in the old city maps and stuff, but you know, nobody's probably seen it in hundreds of years.
Only we had a ace burglar and prowler who could
Yeah.
ransack the archives to find such a tome
Exactly.
and manuscript.
Exactly.
So the group I was talking about before, the one who kind of built the city, are known as the Foundation,
Yeah.
Cool.
and I think they're quite closely tied with the Sparkrites, is what they were saying. I think. Believe. So if we wanted to find some info about the chain gates, then I imagine they'd know.
Yeah. Also, Friedrich's contacts down the Gentleman's Club seem to have good. The Saturnalia Club seem to have the Circle of Flame have a lot of those kind of old.
That's true.
Although I guess it's not.
Yeah,
It's not really a spooky artifact, is it?
I think we might be able to find some historians though, who might have more knowledge than the average about sort of lost bits of the city's history. And I read some texts a few decades ago that suggested blah blah blah. It might lead us to some clues as to how to activate the old checking towers.
The Spark Rights are different to the Sparkcraft Guild. Were they kind of one and the same?
Are the what? The
Spark Rights and the Sparkcraft Guild, are they one and the same? Are they?
I think they're the same thing. I think there's only one that's written down in the factions thing. Yeah, the Spark
Maybe
Rights,
all Spark Rights are Spark Crafters, but
yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Oh, Nelly.
All right. Well, let's do some gathering information then. Lorenzo, you seem to know what you want to do already.
No, I was laying down the infrastructure for us to create to come up with the gathering and what we want to do.
Opened the Word doc.
Yeah. I'm looking at my Discord because I took a screenshot, a snip of all the gather information bits on every character sheet because they're all different. So I've got them all in a channel. I'm looking through to see if any questions are significant.
Well, you need to find out about these chain things. That's kind of the biggest.
Yeah, I mean,
info gather.
Yes, I think Saffron's gonna hang back because he's gonna be best placed to actually, once we have information, be the one to understand the actual mechanics of it. So, yeah, I'm gonna hope you guys actually find either the manuscript of the documents, then my gathering information will actually figure out the actual how it works, like the actual making it work.
So for this one, ideally we'd obtain blueprints, obviously, best case scenario. If not, someone telling us how they work. Something like that. Cool. So I think Friedrich, if you've got if you may have a contact at the old, what was it, Saturnalia, ew, darling.
Yeah, Friedrich will send a message to an old chum of his that is an archivist and reader. Is there a famous university or library of? If not, I will invent one.
I think there is. Let me just see. There's the Duskfall Academy in White Crown, which is probably the fanciest.
Yeah. He's called Reginald Blinge. And he was a senior reader in history is his job, but he actually very rarely does any research papers or lecturing, and spends most of his time writing incendiary opinion pieces for various gossip magazines. But he is fascinated in various bits of city history, and Friedrich has had some good old times with him in the past, and he invites him for a drink at the Saturnalia. Buys him a very expensive mushroom whip, and sits him down and says, "Well, I must admit, while it's lovely to catch up with you, I had an ulterior motive for our little tete-a-tete this evening. I myself am working on something of a passion project, you might call it, a little piece on the ancient infrastructure of the docks. I've taken an interest in the area of late, various business dealings and friends of mine that work there. And the docks themselves and the harbour walls and all of the various constructions there. I've developed a fascination for them, and I'm writing a whole section of this paper on them. And I wondered if you'd either come across any information about that area of the city, or could perhaps point me to the right area at the Academy Library to do some research.
Give me a roll.
I shall do so. It is a survey in which I have just the one pip, actually. I guess controlled standard, like normal.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter so much, does it?
Controlled.
Oh.
Oh, boom!
Turns
Ooh,
out we
baby.
only need one dice. Pogu. Nice. Okay, so what exactly are you trying to find out? And I'll relay it.
Okay, so let's given that the dice suggested I did a much better job of convincing him than I actually did. Let's suggest that he was very, very appreciative and interested and not at all suspicious. And so Friedrich specifically asked, well, I heard about that there used to be some form of sparkcraft-powered defense mechanism. Some kind of anti-naval chain technology. I read about it somewhere, and I'd love to find out more about it. Is that something you've read about? Well, basically, he wants to find out. He wants to get access to some books from the library that may have blueprints of the technology, or at least tell us how they work.
Nice. Okay, yeah, maybe you've bought him quite a few drinks by this point, and he's like, oh well, Friedrich, you remind me that we are so similar in our interests. Yes, of course, it is one of my personal interests, the ancient architecture of Duskfall, many hundreds of years ago. Yes, particularly in the period of the Aruvian Duskfallian War, of course, many defenses were erected, and he's just going on and on. It's kind of giving you like a mini lecture. He says, yes, and it reminds me, of course, of the famous city manuscripts that were recorded by the emperor, blah 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 blah, in this time, who noted down a very accurate map of the city as it stood before the Sparkcraft towers were brought back, of course. Perhaps I could arrange for you to view this.
Oh, Reggie. You always come through in a pinch. You know that?
I'll come through and
And
pinch
that's the
you.
reason I love you. I should be most grateful.
I'll give you a pinch.
Oh. Steady on. Keep this PG.
Like the old days in the academy.
Like a trumpet.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where you will spend the
So,
rest of the war teaching the young girls home economics. Had to get in the Blackadder reference before we finished.
Yeah, I got the crumpets in there.
Yeah, we haven't had one yet this evening.
Yeah.
It's the rule. Okay. Well, I would say that it probably doesn't happen like on the spot, but in the next couple of days they make an appointment, and Friedrich goes along.
Yep.
Goes
Cool,
along to do the viewing and kind of surreptitiously. Well, not even surreptitiously. He's got his cover. He's writing a paper. He copies out the maps
You're getting a
and
full
then
tour.
relevant instructions.
No, so I think what you find out then by looking at these records of the streets that were made in this time, and these sort of black towers are actually the Sparkcraft towers, the lightning towers, and according to this, the chain was betwixt these two lightning towers. It was built into them when the towers were built, as it uses the same energy supply, basically.
So, we've still got this big old, like, electroplasm field over the city, keeping the spirits out.
Yep.
And we've got these gates as well for the boats. But also, they have their own electroplasmic field for the ghosts as well.
Yeah, I think the towers, the electroplasm here goes over the river, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So what Friedrich has found out is basically just that, though, like, we know the locations of the towers that we're going to need to get into and switch the thing on.
We know
We still don't know how to switch the thing on.
No, but you see, and you also see that they're in Silk Short and White Crown as well.
Yeah. Right. So, but now that we know that it's those lightning towers, and that it's going to be Sparkcraft based rather than having to kind of physically get a big chain to happen, maybe Saffron is better set up to
attend the tour.
It is still a chain, but the chain goes between the lightning towers, so it's kind of keeping out the ghosts, and it serves as like a physical barrier as well if needed. But the electroplasm kind of like powers the cogs and the gears that pull it up and down.
Right. So we're going to need a source of that power, whether that's in the towers already or not, and we're going to need to find out how to flip the switch.
So that's why I was thinking: is it a case of Saffron now goes to the tour? Is that literally we're going to see it all in working? That's where he will learn, or is it worth and can Friedrich still do the tour as part of his downtime, take notes in Saffron to save us downtime, or does it really seem like this is the best avenue and Saffron should just go on this tour and learn everything he can about actually the mechanism and raising it? What do you think, Friedrich?
I didn't fully hear that. I thought that might be a question to Olly. Was that a question
It
to me?
was, but then at the last minute I thought, wait a minute, we shouldn't ask the DM questions, we should ask each other questions. Yes, it was like, I mean, admittedly, yes, the question to Olly, can Friedrich carry on the tour as part of his downtime, in which case it would be more economical to save downtime activities.
Well, we've already done downtime, haven't we?
Sorry, not downtime,
this
sorry.
is preparation
Looking for information, gathering information.
Oh, I see.
Sorry.
No, I think Friedrich's had his go, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That is an Olly question.
Okay, great.
If Friedrich hasn't had his go, then sure, he'll
okay, then absolutely.
search
Then
for
Saffron
more
will
detail about how to switch it on.
accompany Friedrich on the tour, but Friedrich is just there to just be the face, but Saffron is doing all the work,
sure.
the surveying, the actual learning, and it makes a lot more sense to him, it being Sparkcraft and such like. So, yes, that's what Saffron will do with his turn. Actually, learn how to, where, how, what, all the mechanisms, and the aim is to come away knowing, right, well, we know if we stand at this spot and put this key in the wrist crank and turn it 7 degrees wise and power this much energy, that will raise the chain.
Yeah.
Can I? Is it retconning? Is Cassidy's body still in the Emporium?
Yeah.
Can be
Last
if
I
you want
said
it to
was
be.
we went pretty quick.
Can I pilfer his body? See if he's got any documents about what ships might be coming in, or
No.
Is that your gathering?
any sort of information.
He's not taking that to a gang fight.
Well, you never know.
He's leaving his homework at home.
This
Does he have a
this ship
PDA?
manifest. This saved me one time. I want to fight with it. I was carrying this last weekend when someone tried to knock me over, and I You should see them, mate.
No. How about this? I'll roll a fortune dice, and if I get a double 6, then it's true.
Okay, nice.
No.
I wanted to ask: are we still planning on doing the blockade with the ship, or are we just doing the chain gate?
Chain gate. Yeah.
Just the chain gate. Okay.
Yeah. But the ship we're planning to have inside the gate, so it can pilfer any boats that are left over and control the waterways, because there is still ways in. So we'll make sure the Foghound is like the premier ship within the.
Yeah, you'll probably need
docks.
your ships to get to the locations anyway.
Yes.
So,
Right.
So you'll have them in the vicinity.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing. And
So Saffron, you are trying to get to into these lightning towers, are you?
I'm going on the tour that Friedrich set up.
No, he just set up getting into the library to look at these old sort of blueprints, like city planning documents.
Okay,
Saffron,
so sorry, please.
I was just going to ask if you want to. I was thinking of Lorenzo heading down there, getting a fair, actually seeing the place. So if you want to come, we can do a joint gathering info.
Don't know about that. So run me back a second. So I'm not just finishing what you said, Lawrie. So I'm just trying to figure out my head first. Sorry. So Friedrich's going to come away with documents and information. So he's got just general stuff, but we have access to the towers through anything, or we can just go there.
You won't have access to them, and you won't be able to just go there because obviously they're well guarded because they're vital infrastructure.
Okay. Seemed like you were offering me to go there and then saying you can't.
You can go there. You can go there. I mean, I'm not stopping you. I'm just saying it's not open to the public because it's like having like.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's like if your nuclear power plant was also keeping out hordes of angry spirits, you'd be able to just waltz in, but you can attempt to get in using your scoundrel abilities.
Do you mind if I try and help?
Please, I've got nothing.
It's my thought that there would be, old city. There's beach, there's underways and stuff. There's like tunnels going under. I'm sure there's a tunnel or something we can find to get us under the gate, or akin, or next to it, or close to it, right?
You can get
Maybe
close
there's
to
a
it.
way
You don't,
up
that's
in
not
it.
the issue. It's the fact it'll be guarded to get inside and start poking around in its innards. Fun fact though that the where's the fun fact gone? In the Silkshore side, there's an open space around it, and it says this open field draws crowds to watch the death-defying stunts of acrobats and circus performers, including the notorious spark flyers, who soar in manned kites adorned with bits of metal to attract arcs of electricity from the barriers in a pyrotechnic display.
Pretty fucking cool.
So just pretend to be one of them. That's what I'll say. And then on the white.
We could pose
No,
with
I think you meant you, Lorenzo.
Friedrich's pretty acrobatic. And then on the White Crown side, that's the location of the North Hook Lighthouse, which is an ancient structure converted into an electroplasmic apparatus capable of providing a navigation beacon for hundreds of miles into the darkness of the Void Sea.
Sick. The lighthouse keeper has to know something. This NPC is gonna be hell. We've got to beat this guy. Old lighthouse keeper in Duskwall. Hello. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Some old fisherman.
Yeah. Is there some more gathering info before we finish, or?
Well, I'm a bit lost. We're trying to. I feel like we're snaking its own tail. We're trying to gather the information to know what the score is, so we know what the best gathering information to do is, because we don't really know what we're even.
No,
doing.
you know that you're raising this chain to screw with the Billhooks.
We don't know how. Unless we.
Well, you know that it's worked
Spark right
through getting into these lightning towers. So the score would be to get into these lightning towers and do whatever is necessary to raise the chain.
Break the chain.
Yeah.
Like the signals that Ollie is sending us suggest to me that the task of raising the chain once we are inside is well within Saffron's ability to
Just need to find a way in.
work out and operate machinery.
Definitely
And that the greater
Tinkerbell,
challenge is getting into the fucking place without all dying. So I suspect that might be the better thing to focus our remaining gathering info on.
Yep.
Is our way inside.
Yeah, very very astute. Also, I'm trying not to hint. I can tell you what's feasible and what isn't. So
it's helpful.
I wasn't trying to read between the lines. That's just like what I got from the information you've given.
It is very hard sometimes to do because it's big. This is already probably one of the biggest things we've ever tried to do. It's something very right. All this new stuff. So it's just making sure we're gathering the right information to do the score. And so so
I say we pose as acrobats.
But we need to get Saffron there to gather information before. So that's. So can that be the gather information that Lorenzo?
I've got something really pertinent.
Yes, please. Let's do it, mate.
We don't actually have to gather information if there's no information to be gathered.
Yeah, true.
I just remembered this. This is very important. We don't actually have to do this. This is not compulsory whatsoever.
Sure.
We can just go into, if we don't think we're lacking any information that we need, we can just go into it.
I think we're lacking.
I think we're I know. I feel the same, but we're also scraping the barrel of questions, right?
Yeah. No. I'm just trying to. We just want metagame. Trying to understand what's actually happening is very helpful.
I feel like we can't get close to it because to investigate any further because it's guarded. We can go to points of contact. We can ask people for information, knowledge. I think that's about it.
Do we feel that? So basically, what we're saying, because the score would be then. To be honest, gathering information is kind of what we've done. Lorenzo, because his gathering information was to go there and realize, oh fuck yeah, we can dress as carny folk and probably get close and get away in there. That's great. Could Saffron's gathering information be to actually research the stuff that that Friedrich's got? Because at the moment, there's no point getting in there and having no fucking clue. Do we have enough information that Saffron, once he's in there, knows what to do?
Friedrich found out that it's Sparcraft technology that runs the gate, and that there is a control panel of sorts. Is that right? There is a mechanism, or there is an interface of some sort to actually get it online and get it working.
Well,
enough to us.
Yeah. No one seemed to know that it was part of the Lightning Towers.
So it's probably more mechanical. So
we're just still fine tinkering.
But don't forget, you could. It's not just about. It's like if you're robbing a vault, it's not like, oh, we need to go inside the bank and see what the vault looks like.
I get you. I get you. We seem to have two options. You seem like Lorenzo, the idea of going to the White Crown side of things. I guess that would be the gathering information, right? Is find out which of those two is like easiest to access.
Yeah, I mean, you still need to scout them out. I think I'll give you this for free from Friedrich's plans is that you do need to have a presence in both towers to raise the chain.
That's important.
Or at least visit both sites to see if there's might be broken bits on either side.
Lorenzo's visiting the White Crown Tower and Saffron is visiting the Silk Shore Tower.
This is during the heist, though. We need to.
No, this is the gathering information.
No, I think Olly. I thought Olly was saying that in the actual heist we have to.
Yeah, we do.
In both towers.
Absolutely. And so in the gathering information, we're going to split up and research as well, so we have a good voice for both those. So we have entry points for both when we go in.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can also talk to the people who work there, maybe, or talk to someone in the. I liked your idea of talking to Timoth as well, a Sparkcraft expert.
I literally just thought, Timoth, shall we go have a gander, go have a chat with Timoth?
Can Lorenzo gather information on both by himself, and I go talk to Timoth? Because we're both Sparkcraft people? Or
we're not super limited one each. We can both go and speak with both people, right?
Are we not?
I think that's like a...
I always thought gather info was one...
Yeah, but for the narrative, we can both go to both, because we're technically doing one each, right?
I mean,
you can send Silas to go and look at a lightning tower as well.
Great. Okay, Silas looks at lightning towers. Lorenzo, Saffron do that as well.
He'll have time to do his gathering info start next session anyway. So.
Great. Okay, well, we go towards Timothy.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid it's the end of today's
Yes.
session,
No.
so we'll have to pick that up next time.
Great.
Then we may actually do a score. Maybe.
Oh, Jesus.
Are these hiccups?
No,
you.
just big sneezes.
Schneisisch.
Bless you either way.
Bless you
Milo,
either way.
I've got
Bless you
some
regardless.
fun to come home to.
Yeah. Let's place bets on how angry his reaction will be.
Angry, but I think
any decision being made without him ever.
I think we just need to say, mate, you need to watch it first to see the emotional conversation and the build up and the explanation. So no one say what happened. Just let him know that
Also-
something might irritate him. Watch the first half.
Yeah, but
Well,
not how angry Lorenzo is when you try and invite the murderer to your crew.
I'd rather anger a fictional character than Milo.
Oh, I was talking about like the sort of the ancient worlds sea battle that you guys are going to kick off.
Oh sure, in a couple scores, not
Yeah.
straight away.
Ancient World Sea Battle.
You want to go? You want to
Well,
go like fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Fucking Leviathan just
Are there any
appears and just
wildfires,
eats a ship. It'd be so cool. There's so much stuff that can happen out on the sea.
That's what they tell me.
Join the Navy. See the
Shit
world.
happens in a good way.
I will remind you of the other saying about things that happen at sea, which is that they are worse.
Oh yes.
Worse
So
things
what?
happen at sea.
Hmm. Yeah.
I thought
Which,
what
by
happens
process
these
of
days at
elimination,
sea?
means that everything that happens not at sea is automatically better than the things that happen at sea.
Nice.
It's also creepy how I imagine the sea in Duskworld is just all black. It's not like blue like our sea is. It's
Yeah,
just pure obsidian. Look down and there's just nothing, just shadow.
Yeah.
Scary as fuck.
Yeah.
The deep sea's scary enough.
You can see the stars in the sea.
God damn
Which
it.
is
No,
badass.
but no
Although,
one,
I will
no one
remind
knows what they are.
guys, now that we are doing a nautical something or other,
You're sextant.
that Friedrich is in possession of the ventricular sextant,
Finally.
which helps to navigate at sea by detecting traces of the submarine star.
Wow.
So it's not really relevant, but it's cool.
Not
We're
inside
not
land,
going
no.
open water.
Yeah.
We need to take the fog out of open water. Just go on a fishing downtime.
Just go full Ragnar Lothbrok and just keep sailing west. See what happens.
Go Ragnar.
Oh,
fake
not a
your
fishing
own
down,
death.
fishing score, motherfucker. Fishing score. We're gonna rob the ocean.
Of its blood. Alright.
Have you not seen bluefish, blackfish?
Yeah. Exactly.
It would be blackfish in Duskworld.
Start up your own aquarium.
Oh god. Start your own terrarium, Saffron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
Not for that.
blackfish just means fringe and telly.
Alright, team. I will
Lovely stuff. Good.
see you next
good,
time for the spicy
Good chaotic.
score.
Good chaotic forward movement.
It's been a heavy sesh.
Yeah,
We got
man.
that. We got that.
Thanks, OP.
Alright.
Bye bye.
See ya.
You anti-web.
Cheers, Ollie. Pretty good stuff. Bye bye.